stress-free, leave your cares at home. Leave your cares at home. Do your two-step, get your groove on. This is feel good music, you can move on. Relax, stress-free, leave your cares at home. Leave your cares at home.
Yep. We are here. We are here. It is Tuesday night. You know where we are. You know who we are. You know what we do. You come for tomfoolery and hijinks, and we're going to do our best to give you some, make you laugh, smile a little bit. Hope you're having a great week so far. I know I certainly am. And this guy to my right, none other than the 40-year carnivore. That's right, families. No fruit, no vegetables, no whole grain. I don't know how he does it. He's a walking, living, talking miracle without whole grains. How can you possibly make it? He is Charles Mopar, my brother, my friend Rick. What's going on, man? You all right?
I'm fine.
Yeah, family. Yeah, you got to get the whole grain. They want you to get all the poison. They want you to get
exactly. All the duck food. They want me to be fully waddling and quacking all over the place.
Oh, man. Welcome to the Keto Cookout. If you've never been here before, this is just a place where the family comes to hang out, enjoy each other's company, crack some jokes, maybe learn something. Hopefully not. We don't come here to learn anything. But you never know. Sometimes some knowledge breaks out. But we appreciate you being here with us on a Tuesday night. See who's in the room here. I think we got some regulars. There's my beloved Sandy Blythe. She is here. Good to see you, Sandy, as always. Hello, beautiful person. She always says beautiful people. And I appreciate that. Glad you are here. I'm here with Quack Quack Heart Attack. We know and love him. As the see we got Simpson is here. Hi, Sandy, Josephine, and Russ. It's good to see you, Simpson. Glad you're here. John J. Collins says, "Do you mean cookout for cookout seems wrong?" Hey, listen, I'm illiterate. I just I do the best I can. I just hooked on phonics. It does wonders, but every once in a while, I slip back to my I was typing too fast and probably misspelled it, but that's funny.
Well, there was a little mix up in the starting time. You know how it goes with YouTube.
Oh, well, yeah, dude. Not only that, it was yesterday. No, it wasn't YouTube. It was MeTube. I was just. I thought yesterday was Tuesday, and yeah. Listen, I smoked a lot of bad weed in my life, brother. A lot of seeds and stems. I'm all messed up, man. I got to eat more fat, man. Get my mind right.
There you go. You should have started your show at 4:20.
Yeah, Terry Sue is here. Says, "Hey everyone, hello beloved, glad to see you here." Rick has our favorite picnic shirt on. Okay, I think she said, yeah.
Yep.
Sandy's
I've had a lot of requests for it.
Sandy's got jokes tonight. She's starting out good. Rick is going to write a book before it's said and done. I want an autograph copy. There you go.
You got it.
There you go. Smoothie 42 says, "Evening. Glad you're here." Marla is here. Good evening, beloved. Glad you are here. Oh, look who's here. My wonderful, beautiful sister gracing our presence today. Laura Russell is here.
Any good game?
Glad you. Yeah, she's probably. Yeah, she's in a deer stand somewhere. She's probably out there in the wilderness.
That's the kind of gals we can't find here.
Yeah. VK Belgian Carnivore, greetings from a graveyard shift in Belgium, all the way from Belgium. That is wonderful. Good to see you. Glad you are here. And let's see, anybody else pop in? Yes, my fisherman Dish is here. Brian, good to see you, brother. Glad to see you in here hanging out with us tonight. And Terry says she loves that shirt, Rick. She loves that. Thank you for wearing it. I think she made it, ladies and gentlemen. Did she make that shirt?
Nope. I've had this thing for 30 years.
There you go. And you can still wear it after 30 years. Yes, I have some clothes that I have think I have a necktie or maybe a scarf that I got 30. I have a pair of earmuffs from 30 years ago that I can wear.
I can wear anything I wore in college.
There you go, man. You are half man, half amazing, and all carnivore. That's right.
You got that right.
Yes, family. You know, as I was doing my work, this always in evangelism mode. We were doing our work, and was talking to somebody the other day about that. And there's so many people out there that just don't understand what we understand, and they cannot believe that people can be healthy without fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. So we're here to tell you today that you can. In fact, you'll get better health that way. We believe that. We're not doctors. We're not
Yeah.
telling you what to do, but we are telling you what we do.
You're
And
gonna end up like me.
yes, that's there you go. It says we only learn stuff when Laura's on. Just kidding. That's right. Hey, listen, Rick and I have been teaching people patience for our entire lives. Okay, so you can learn patience hanging
Oh,
out.
we do have the Wild Kingdom segment.
Yes, yes. Oh, you know that's true. Nature. You want to learn something about nature? You hang out here. We have yes. You know, people don't know that Rick is Marlon Perkins' third cousin by marriage on his dad's side, and he knows all about Mutual of Omaha and Wild Kingdom. He's
That's right. And you know
all
what?
knowing.
There's another secret. I know more about fruit than Paul Saladino.
Oh, there you go.
I went
There
to the
you have it.
mango
I
get
think,
together on Sunday, and they said my mango was the best.
yeah, listen, it sounds like you might have a little challenge there. Somebody's throwing down the gauntlet. It says, I think Howdy Doody had a shirt like that.
It's howdy doody time. It's
Yes,
howdy
that's right.
doody
With the
time.
Buffalo Bill, and that's right. I love that. Oh Lord. Let's see here. Look who's here. Oh my God, I made it. Well, yeah, I don't know if you made it, but you're here. I can It is so good to see you, beloved. I've missed you the last couple of weeks. Glad you are here. Pharaoh Grandma is here. Glad to see you, beloved. We are doing what we do here on a Tuesday. My pronouns are him. I am him. Yes, sir. Yes, we can be healthy without fruit, grains, cereals, and veggies. And yes, in fact, you'll be healthier without those things.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you know, I say it all the time, and I really mean it. I haven't been doing this long enough that I have forgotten how crazy it was when I first heard it. And I lived a life now, but man, it was something else at the beginning. I was like, this, it literally, I understand, it literally flies in the face of everything that you've ever learned. And, you know, that's what it's funny because I've started telling people that when I talk to them, when, you know, when they talk about what's a ketogenic diet or what is, you know, that I don't understand what that is. I'm like, yeah, here's what you do. I want you to take everything you've ever learned about nutrition and health diet and all that and throw it out the window. I want you to eat everything they tell you not to eat, and I want you to stop eating everything they tell you to eat. And that's the way to proper health, you know. And that's my brand of evangelism. That's common sense. I don't try to impress people with science and all that kind of stuff because I can't remember any of it. And you know, I'm a type of person, I try to just keep it common sense. Here's something that came to me the other day. Now, this I don't know if this is original. I never heard it anywhere. Um, but I mean, you know, I'm sure somebody somewhere has thought of it because there's a lot more smart people than me around here. But ask vegans and vegetarians what they feed their dogs and cats. Yeah. I thought about that. I don't know. Hey, listen, this is my life. I was sitting there, you know, just thinking, and that hit me. I was like, you know, because of course I got vegan and vegetarian family. What do you feed your pets? You feed your pets meat, but yet meat is so harmful, and meat is so bad for us, and it's got all these carcinogen stuff. But we feed it to our animals, and I'm guessing the vegan or the person would say, well, it's an animal. Of course, they're supposed to eat meat. We're just not supposed to. Well, people's dogs are getting cancer. People's dogs are getting, are getting diabetes. People's dogs are overweight. People's cats are overweight. Why? Because they eat like we do. If you look at cat food and dogs, there's meat in it, but it's a bunch of fruits, vegetables, and grains, a bunch of corn and wheat and soy and rice and all kind of stuff, and it's making our animals sick. So, it's just kind of a simple thing. If it's good enough to feed to your animals, why wouldn't you want to eat it? If it's healthy and nourishes them, yeah. I mean, animals take the same medicines we take. When if an animal gets sick, they give them the same things that they give them at lower dosages or whatever. But I just interesting. I've never heard that asked before. I'd be curious to see if they can make the connection. It may be a perfectly bad connection, maybe a perfectly terrible idea, but those kind of things that run through my mind.
I've already asked them that many times.
I love being called my beloved. Well, you're welcome, my beloved. You're welcome. Jiffy is here. Good to see you, Jeff. Jeffy sent me a message and said she wanted me to sing Cleveland Rocks. I don't really know Cleveland Rocks. I remember the show. Remember the show, Drew Carey show?
Yes.
All I really know is Cleveland Rocks, Cleveland Rocks, Cleveland Rocks, Cleveland Rocks. I think there was all the cute chicks with the crimson lips yelling Cleveland Rocks, Cleveland Rocks. Living in sin with the great defense. They say Cleveland Rocks, Cleveland Rocks, Cleveland Rocks, Cleveland Rocks. I hope you like that, Jeff. That's all I can remember.
It's more than I remember.
Hey, listen, I try to do what I can to help the people. Lori, everyone's been asking you, missing you in Mitch's group. Yeah, shout out to Carnivore Mitch. That's my man.
Yep, I was on with him on Sunday.
Yes, I was on with him on his birthday stream there. Godspeed to our brother. Hope he's doing well.
Yeah, and there's another birthday this week too.
Oh, who's that?
The Big Quack.
Oh, yeah, you're turning 71? You're gonna be 72?
On Friday the 13th.
There you go. Terry Sue said Russ is too pretty with his talk. He knows. I don't know what that means, Terry, but yes. Once again, my pronouns are him.
My pronoun is quack.
Fair Grandma says we are packed for our road trip, including carnival food and butter balls. Yes, I'm going to be headed north myself, going to up to North Carolina this weekend to visit my sister for her 60th birthday, which is on Saturday, I believe. We're going to try to hit a Brazilian steakhouse up there in the Greensboro area.
Nice.
So we'll be packing up some things. I have a food warmer, plug it into the lighter, and I take all kind of different things with me. Some sausages probably, and some.
No, I don't have to plug my food warmer in.
Yeah, you throw it under the hood there. So, but the difference between you and me is you can't eat it while you're driving. You can't get it while you're driving. I can get mine while I'm driving.
It only takes a couple of minutes to stop the car, pop the hood, and grab the food.
Yes, you do have to stop at some point. John J. Conlon has a question, and John must be new here because if you're asking us a question about oxalates, God help you, brother. That's all I got to say about that. Now, there may be somebody in the, yes, my sister Laura Russell's in the chat there. Maybe our guy Cranky is hanging out there somewhere. There's lots of smart people in here. You're just not looking at two of them on the screen. But as always, Dr. Nelson might be lurking out there. There are smart people. I have a lot of smart friends, family, because I have to survive. But if anybody wants to chime in on that in the chat, or if you want to come on with us, the link is in the chat. But to answer your question, I know enough to be fairly literate. Yes, oxalates are less than good. Oxalates come from plants. I may be wrong. You're exactly right. They do come from plants. And I think leafy greens especially spinach, kale, things like that, do contain oxalates. Oxalates, I believe, are a natural plant defense because all living things have some type of defense. So, and I know that people do oxalate dumping when they get on carnivore diets. They do oxalate dumping where their system gets rid of these oxalates, and everybody's a little bit different in terms of the symptoms they may have. But hopefully, somebody in the chat can give you some information on that, because that's what community is about. We try to help each other. And if Doc Nelson or someone's out there lurking in the weeds and wants to come on and give us an explanation of oxalates, feel free. Let's see here. Jimmy said, last week you said to let you know about a musical request. I love the Drew Carey show. Is it possible to sing just a bit of Cleveland Rocks? Thank you. Yeah, that's an old message. There you go. I hope I sang enough for you, Jeff. You know, I am a man of the people. If what people asked, I do my best to fulfill. Oh, we call this the Keto Cookout / Make a Wish channel here. We're going to try to make dreams come true. When you wish upon a steak. There you go. Marty Mac says, I tell vegans they should go to a river in the summer and tell them bring brown bear stuff. He's a savage. Yes. Yes. My vegan daughter's dog was fed vegan. Sad dog died of cancer. There you go. Now that's very interesting. That is very interesting, Simpson. You know, I was listening to Dr. Thomas Seifert about a month or two ago. For those who don't know him, you should definitely look him up. Great cancer researcher. And he was talking about the work that he's been doing with animals and dogs and cats and helping them and getting them on ketogenic diets, carnivore diets, whatever, and helping them get rid of their cancers and their diabetes and overweight, you know, problems with weight gain and things like that. So, yeah, you know, animals, those animals, digestive systems and such are very similar to ours, and they benefit from things that we benefit from. So yeah, the animals need the ivermectin that lots of people are taking. Yeah, that's I've owned horses for years, and that's something they give horses. Of course, I guess they give it to humans too. It is in human form. Let's see here. Jimmy says, thank you, Russ. Love you. Well, I love you back. How about that? So John says, is that song based in Ohio? I don't know. You know, there is a Cleveland, Mississippi. You know, there is also a Cleveland, Tennessee. So, but yes, it is a Cleveland song from a Cleveland show that was on many, many moons ago. BK says, oh my God, the quack is like me, Gemini. My birthday is June 19th.
Quack, quack.
Yes. My twin brother's birthday is June 19th. So, Laura Russell. Now, there we go. This is one of the all-time smartest people. My sister Laura says, eyes oxalates come from plants. Run from them. I don't know how you run from oxalates, but Laura may, next week, Laura will be on, and she can explain how you get away from oxalates. My man Charlie says, hey, Russ and Rick, good to see you, brother. Glad you are here. John says, thank you. I hope I did my best to, and Charlie is very smart too. Charlie's another one of the brainiacs, and he can help us with these kind of things. Oxalate dumping is a different type of dumping than normal carnivore adaptation dumping. Cranky says, Russ is too modest. He's proved it. Yeah. Now Cranky is being funny, but hey, the only thing I said that was fact that I'm sure of is that Cranky was lurking somewhere in the room. If you notice, I said that was the first thing I said is Cranky is probably lurking in the weeds like a big snake somewhere, just waiting to pounce on something. And yes, so there you have it. I was right about that, but I don't know if I was right exactly about all the oxalate stuff. You know, I try to learn little bits so I can give people tidbits of knowledge and then direct them to somebody who knows. Now, and backtracking, there is a lady named Sally Norton. Going back to John, if you Google Sally Norton, I don't know if you're a Dr. Barry fan, but she's been on with Dr. Barry. She's been on with Doc Chafee. She's been all around the ketogenic community, and she wrote a book about oxalates. I can't think of the name of the book, but very nice lady, very knowledgeable, John. And so if you go to Dr. Barry's channel and put Sally Norton in the search, or if you go to Google and type in Sally Norton, you'll see her books and probably see 150 videos that she has put out about oxalates and oxalate dumping and the toxins in some of the plants. So there you go. Lori says, I bet Rick also has a nice singing voice. There you go. There you go. Hit him with something.
Okay.
Yeah. You hit him with Moon River, you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like Andy Williams.
Yes. Hey, how about what's like tiny bubbles in the wine.
Don Ho.
Tiny bubbles.
Bubbles make you feel fine.
That's right. Was that Lawrence Welk?
No, that was Don Ho.
Don Ho. See, there you go.
Lawrence Welk was Bubbles in the Wine. Dun, 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 dun,
See,
dun,
I got my bubbles messed up there, family. I was all that's all the
I watched way too much Lawrence Welk as a kid.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that. It came on after Hee Haw, I think, or something.
Yeah, you remember Hee Haw with Buck Owens? Yeah, I'm a picking and a grinning.
And agony, oh me. Deep dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Gloom, despair, and agony, oh me. You know, the funny thing about that song was like there were people in the background like moaning and groaning, like they were. So it's like, you know, they'd be like gloom, despair, and agony, and somebody be in the back saying, There you have it. Hee haw, ladies and gentlemen. 1975. Your man gave it to you here on the Keto Cookout. Where else can you get that kind of quality entertainment? John J says, do I do a cook in plenty of fat and skillet, cook beef meat in that fat? Man, that's an illiterate question, John. Love you, brother, but listen, and I speak fluid ridiculousness, and I do a cook in and put plenty of fat in skillet and cook beef meat. Yes, fat and protein are what you need. As much fat as you can take without becoming a two-legged nuclear reactor is how much you should eat. Some people can tolerate more than others, but yes, you want plenty of fat in your diet, plenty of protein in your fat, and get them carbs out of your life. Put that biscuit down, brother. Lay that biscuit down. Get some beef that's ground.
Take it to the canal.
Let's see here. Oxalate binds with serum calcium to form calcium oxalate kidney stones. See, there you go. See, the feral grandma is another one of these brainy people that we have in the room. We need them, family. We need the smart people, and we need the clowns. We need all of it. We all contribute.
Even I know what oxalates are. There's different forms. You can have calcium. You can have sodium oxalate. They're basically, I think it's a diametrical. You have two calciums in the middle, and then you have the oxygen on the outside. It can also form oxalic acid, which we sometimes use for cleaning concrete and marble. But think about it. When that thing crystallizes and that stuff is in your kidneys, it's just going to be poking away at it. And like everybody else I know, they all have kidney stones. Guess who's the one person who's never had a kidney stone? This guy.
That makes two of us. I've never had a kidney stone.
There you go.
I have had a kidney bean. But I've never had a kidney stone. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're one of the smart people too. Although you play it off, but you're definitely one of the smart people.
Well, technically, I'm an engineer, but I don't tell that to too many people.
Yes, that's me too. I'm a comedic engineer. I'm a I'm a fake engineer. I'm an imposter engineer. Since I started feeding my 13-year-old cat raw meat, I think she meant feeding. See, I'm not the only person that misspells things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My cat eats raw meat.
I know people that definitely do that, and that's not a new thing. I remember 15 or 20 years ago, I was hearing people talk about giving their um, animals raw meat, like raw chicken and things, even because I didn't know this. I'm not really a big pet guy, but you can't give your dogs cooked chicken with the bones because the bones become real sharp and jagged, I guess, when you cook them. But if it's raw, the bones are not, if they bite into a bone, it doesn't make the same jagged edge or whatever. I guess it's not as brittle.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
hard. They can eat, the bones and stuff like that. So yeah, I know lots of people who went to doing that with their animals and saw tremendous differences, feeding them both raw meat and even cooked meat, and off of all the junk foods that are out there, because again, they're filled with all the processed stuff that hurts us, all the grains, all the sugars, all the everything, all the things that you know that are bad for us are bad for them too. Yeah, it's my dogs feed their dogs vegan too. My kids feed their dogs vegan too. They don't last long. See, that's why that might have been a dumb question, Rick, because I didn't know the answer to this, but I'm learning that vegans and vegetarians feed their dogs and cats vegan and vegetarian
I
too,
told you they did.
intentionally. I didn't.
7 years old, the cat died.
Yeah. Oh.
And meanwhile, my cat lived to 21.
Yeah. Yes. Terry Sue said, "Isn't black pepper oxalates too one I can't quit so far?" Yes,
Yeah.
I do believe that is exactly right. It's in that same family there, and I know lots of people who get white pepper because black pepper seems to give them problems, but white pepper does not. So there you have it. I don't know exactly what the difference is between white pepper and black pepper, other than white pepper seems to have less oxalates or no oxalates. Smoothie 42. Could drinking distilled water for 30 days help dissolve oxalate crystals? I'm guessing drinking a lot of water is good, won't hurt, but I don't know if it dissolves per se. Uh, you're shaking your head in a very serious manner there, Rick. So I'm guessing that's a
Yeah.
negative, Ghost Rider.
The problem with oxalates is that they bind with other minerals. It's like when you plaster a wall. If you use lime to plaster your wall, you could probably pour water on it enough, it'll dissolve it, but you're going to wipe everything else out first. It's not going to
I
work
think
that way.
that might have been why he put or she put distilled water, because distilled water has no minerals.
Yeah, but the problem is the oxalates bind with the minerals in your body. You have to take other minerals to get it out. So you might have to take more zinc. And what's the best source of zinc that we eat? It's meat. So distilled water isn't going to do anything. All it's going to do is dilute whatever electrolytes you have. It doesn't make sense to drink distilled water. What they say a lot of times, I know that Sally lady, they talk about eating more plants that have oxalates in them, but in a lower and lower dose. And then that way it helps bind to it and take it out of your body. But to try to flush it out,
She also talks about teas, black tea, and
yeah.
that things like that people who are oxalate dumping can take to help them. If they don't want to eat more vegetables or whatever, they can drink black tea. And I can't think of what else. I can't remember if she said green tea, or I can't remember. But
Hmm.
yeah, because some people really have problems with it once they get into, the full, oxalate dumping. Their body really has a negative reaction to it.
Hmm.
And in order the only thing they can do to keep, from having severe problems is to drink like some tea or something like that
Right.
helps for a little while. Jeffy says oxalates equals ouch. There you go. Marty Mac says Toxic Superfoods by Sally Norton. See, well, the community is wonderful, man. You need some information, buddy. You go to the community and they will get you what you need. Let's see. Black pepper is high in it. True. I use white pepper sometimes. Has the seed casing off. Gets rid of some of it. There you go. The frail grandma comes through again with knowledge. Lori says, Rick, sing a Carpenter song.
Okay. Top of the World or We've Only Just Begun or one of those songs.
Well, Rick is not really the singer on this show, although he could be if he wanted to. But yes,
anything's possible.
The late great Carpenter and Karen Carpenter. I do know a little bit of We've Only Just Begun. We've only just begun to live. White lace and promises. Kiss for luck and we're on our way.
We've only just begun.
There you go. There you go.
Before the rising sun. I forget the rest of it.
We're flying, yeah. So many roads to choose. We'll start out walking and learn to run.
Learn to run, yeah.
We've only just begun. Staring horizons that are new to us. Watching the signs along the way. Ooh, I can't
talking it over, just the two of us.
That's right. There you go. Sing it, Rick. All right, listen, I got a partner. We're killing them, brother. We are killing them right now.
Gonna have to have keto cookout karaoke.
That's pretty much what this show turns into a lot of times. But Terry Sue says, I grew up on Hee Haw.
I did too.
Roy says, loved Hee Haw. Yes, I grew up in the sticks in Ohio, so yes. John says, found Sally Norton on YouTube and subscribed. Thank you. You are welcome, John. I'm so sorry you had to learn something tonight. We try our best not to learn it. Man, we try to stay dumb. We try our best to stay dumb, but get around all these smart people, you just can't help but learn something. So I'm glad you look who's here, everybody. Everybody's favorite carnivore pirate. Chicago's finest in the building. Good to see you, brother. Says my grandmother used to watch me make me watch Lawrence Walk every Sunday, followed by Irish Rovers.
What was the guy with the accordion? Myron Florin, I think was his name.
We didn't get that out of my part of Ohio there, the Irish Rovers, and not familiar. Charlie Pride. I don't know any Charlie Pride songs, but I know a few country songs. I love country music. I like Zach Brown Band.
I think all of us like Hee Haw.
Yeah. Laura said love.
Didn't they have Minnie Pearl on Hee Haw also? Howdy.
Hero, where are you tonight? Why did you
leave me here all alone? I fought the world over and thought I found true love.
You met
another and
you were gone. That's right. That's right. John says, I eat neither cookies, biscuits, scones, or buns.
Quack it up.
Oh, Debbie says, hey, brother, that's my sister Debbie as from California. Yeah, I started singing, and look who popped up out of the blue there. She says she preferred the Rolling Stones. I can't get no. No. Satisfaction. No.
Is Mick Jagger still alive?
I think he is. One says no kidney stones here ever. No thanks. No kidney stones or kidney beans.
Mm-hmm.
Cranky checks back in, says drinking distilled water for 30 days will lead to electrolyte imbalance.
There you go.
Mineral loss without affecting oxalate levels. Eliminating the consumption of oxalates with a PhD will help get rid of them. So you got to go to college to get rid of oxalates? Is that what you're trying to say? No. He means proper human diet, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Some of you thought I didn't know what that meant.
Quack, quack.
There you have it, John. More from our esteemed family, our esteemed community. Let's see here. Yes, black pepper is high in oxalates. I switched to white pepper. Yes. I got off black pepper a little while ago. Ooh, man, last year. So I guess it's been more than a little while. I didn't notice any difference or any problems, but I did use it a lot. And one day I just stopped. I'm like, I used to put it on my eggs. I used to put it on steaks. Now I do use some different rubs, and I've got I'm sure some of you use the Redmond seasoned salt. They've got that Redmond's has the seasoned salt blend that I can't think of the name. It's not too. It's like got garlic and I think onion powder, black pepper, salt. I think that's it. Doesn't have too many ingredients. Of course, Redmond salt. And I did get some of here's something else. I can't remember who I heard talk about this. Can't remember if it was somebody in our group here or somewhere else. This Redmond's hickory smoked seasoned salt or something. I don't know if you guys have ever used that. I do have some. And I used a little bit of it. I don't know. It smells like the barbecue grill. It smells like hickory, charred, like what a grill smells like, when you have a wood grill. I had some salmon. I threw a little bit on some salmon. It was okay. One thing, and I threw some in something else, some ground beef or something. The one thing I didn't like about it is it's kind of coarse. So when you sprinkle it on stuff, it kind of crunches, if it doesn't dissolve. I'm thinking about trying a dry brine with it. On the next, because it has an okay flavor. I mean, it's a kind of a unique flavor, like a smoky kind of flavor. And it's not rock salt, so I have to be careful how much I use. I can't use I have to use probably a third of what I normally would use with a rock salt. But I think the next batch of steaks I make, I might hit them with some of that hickory smoked Redmond salt and brine them for 4 to 6 hours, and then grill them and see how they turn out. I don't know if anybody's done that. If anybody's ever done a dry brine with the Redmond's hickory salt or uses it and what they like it on. I'm sure you could probably. I'm not going to do such a thing, but I think you could probably grind it down if you care to a more of a fine,
The only thing I've ever used salt for is to preserve meat. I've preserved beef. I preserve fish, and even iguana by salting it.
Yeah.
Pork, all kinds of stuff.
Charlie says my 4-year-old mini golden doodle has been controversial for me. When my wife has to feed the dogs, she has to call me to identify with me. Hey, what's the difference? I guess you don't feed the dog ribeye, right? Except maybe on Christmas.
There you go.
So now that's an interesting question. What do you guys feed your dogs? What you eat? The cuts you eat, or is it too expensive? Do you just get cheap, stew meat or things? Do you cook it, or is it raw? That's a good question too for all you folks that have pets that
my cat
carnivore with them. Yeah, what do you do? I'm interested.
My cat eats what I eat, except he usually gets it raw.
So raw
chicken?
beef.
Not really raw chicken, raw beef, raw pork. Chicken, I usually cook that because I don't trust that chicken. Sometimes he'll throw up if he eats a raw chicken. So But iguana, yeah, I've given him raw iguana legs.
I had progress from animals this week. Dog usually doesn't eat fish. Cat doesn't usually take anything but packaged cat food. Hey, you take that fish and wrap it and grind it up with some hot dogs, and he'll scarf it right down.
You bring any fish near my cat, he'll pull it out of your hand.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that because I don't hear you talking about eating fish very much. So,
I used to eat a lot of fish when I lived in the Keys, but since I live here, I don't have access to fish. But when I can get it, I get it. I mean, I'll eat it. I try to eat it once a week, but it's too expensive in the store.
yeah, I only get it when it's on sale. It's not fatty enough, really. If I did it, I'd smother it in butter and Alfredo sauce.
Just cook it in beef tallow like I do.
Yeah, I don't have I'm trying to think if I have any. Feeding their cats and dogs vegan meals to me is animal cruelty because I really
Yep.
don't fry much. I just have the air fryer. I have some avocado oil and butter. That's 90% what I use because the only thing I fry in a pan is eggs. Everything in mine, all my salmon, all my steaks and stuff go in the air fryer. So I don't really deep fry. Let's see. John has another question. I ate some raw beef once. It was tasty. However, I prefer to cook beef rare. That was when there was low power and cooking did not work. You would love Dr. Kiltz. Shout out to my friend, my brother Robert Kiltz. Kiltzy is out there somewhere in the atmosphere. And he loves to eat raw meat. And we've had conversations about that. I was like, yeah, I'm not there yet. If you watch his videos, he'll be there getting a steak ready to cook, and he'll slice off a little piece of it and just throw it right in smash it right in his grill. But yeah, I'm not really, not a fan of that. And medium rare to medium is good for me. Rare is it's more the texture than the blood. I don't care about it being a little red, but I do not like the texture of raw meat. It's just a little, it's disgusting.
I love raw meat. I just don't trust it.
Yeah. Darcy says drinking distilled water sounds like a bad idea. Here's a story for the family. You guys knew how I grew up and all that. We talked about that before. My dad, who might also be lurking somewhere out there in the YouTube streets, had a distiller, and that is about all he drank for years. He would distill his own water, put it in big jugs, and put it in the freezer. I always marveled at how clear the ice was in distilled water because we lived out in the sticks. We had well water, and we also trucked water in from the city. We had a big cistern, and they come out with these big tanker trucks and dump water into our tanks. And we made ice. We had a filtration system of that. We had ice. It would always be cloudy, but that distilled water looked like glass. I mean, I just thought that was the most amazing thing when I was a kid. The crystal clear ice cubes. Look who I talked up, everybody. The good Dr. Nelson. And look who else is lurking in the weeds out there. It's our friend. That's our brother. Papa Carnivore. How we doing, my man?
Quack, quack, quack. I just ate a super thick New York strip steak that was downright raw in the center. I didn't realize I had undercooked it so much, and talk about black and blue. It was raw in the middle, seared on the outside in my cast iron skillet, but red raw, like sushi raw in the middle. It was delicious.
Of course it is.
Man. And it had a really nice big fat cap, on it. A lot of fat.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We were just talking about that. You probably heard us talking about that.
Yeah.
Simpson says, I drink green tea due to oxalate dumping. I can't believe I still have 2 episodes of it after 2 years. Now, I started drinking green tea Oh, it's probably been a year and a half or so now because I watched a video by Jason Fung. You guys probably know Dr. Fung. He's around. He's a kidney guy,
Fascinating guy.
and he's a
Jason Fung.
yeah.
Yeah,
What did
the
I
one that
say?
wants to starve you.
But he was raving about the benefits of green tea. Here's the top 5 reasons why you should drink green tea. I'm like, okay, I like tea anyway, so that's why I started doing it. I drink it maybe twice a week.
I think if I'm not mistaken, Cindy, Sally K. Norton talks about strong black tea for oxalate dumping, not green tea. I don't think green tea is going to help you as much as black tea because you need to actually ingest some oxalates to dump, to ease the pain of the dumping process.
So you don't think green tea has oxalates?
I'm not sure. Maybe it does. Maybe less.
They all do.
I don't know.
But it depends on the concentration. And remember, when you heat something up, you break down a lot of the oxalates. That's why coffee doesn't have that many.
Right.
There you go. Well, Doc Nelson, if you missed it, we were talking about someone had a question about oxalates, and I was
what I had for oxalate dumping, like I don't know, a few months after I started carnivore, I had oxalate dumping through my eyes, through my tear ducts. It felt like tiny grains of sand coming out of my eyes, and I bet maybe it lasted like 2 weeks, and then it just suddenly stopped.
I got that when I was plant-based.
Did you really?
Yep. About a few months after I started the plant-based, in the morning I get this hard stuff that would get right in there in the eyes.
Yeah.
I haven't had it since.
Laura says my kitty will be 22 in July.
Wow.
Breed. I'm guessing
I thought mine was old.
I'm guessing he eats ribeye fat with you in the mornings there, sis. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm just guessing.
My little 9-pound dog was eating red raw meat because I was giving her almost for every bite I ate, she wanted a bite,
Mm-hmm.
She loves like raw. She loves that steak, raw, raw or almost raw meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My cat plays with it. He drags it around the house like it's an animal.
Oh my God.
Marty says start up. Yeah, you missed it. Me and Rick were singing in there. Marty says start a band, the Key Tunes. How about the Key Tone Deaf? How about that? That's great singers.
Oh,
John said on the light side, did Shrek tell Donkey to stop singing? Hey man, anything to get people laughing and smiling. We'll light ourselves on fire.
We'll eat a mango.
My wife is with peanut. If I don't do karaoke, I have nobody. That is funny. Oh. So Russ, you don't know the unicorn song? No, I do not know the unicorn song. I can say that with certainty. I do not know the unicorn song. Let's see here. He might be stone dead, and I'm not sure. Let's see here. Talking of pepper, I do not use, and no, not even salt on any meat. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that place yet. I gotta have I don't use a lot of the seasoning that I used to use. I will say that when I first started, I had a lot of seasonings that I used to use, and I'm just down to a little bit of seasoned salt now, and pretty much salt, no black pepper. I haven't used black pepper in over 6 months. But I do I do use Alfredo sauce quite a bit to flavor things. But yeah, I think that's a process for most of us. What about you, Pete? When you first started, did you use more seasonings and then kind of whittle down as you went?
I kind of whittled them down a bit, and then I maybe got down to just a little garlic powder and pepper and salt. And then I got rid of the pepper because I heard oxalates were, and that helped my shoulder pain. I have a bad shoulder injury, and that really helped with that. And then I just took the garlic out. I don't know. I just took it out. And all I do now is I do the Malden's sea salt or Redmond's,
Yeah.
and then butter. I have butter and
Yeah.
salt. That's all I use.
Yeah. I'm down to pretty much just butter. I use the Redmond's seasoned salt blend, and it depends on what I make. I mean, I do like different flavors, but a lot of Alfredo sauce, salt, butter, and a
You
seasoned
use any
blend.
garlic?
Well, in the seasoned blend, there's garlic. It's got garlic powder, onion powder,
Oh,
and in the seasoned blend that I buy from Redmond's. But I don't have. I mean, I might have some old garlic powder in there, but my sister Debbie was here. She's Lady Garlic, I call her. She put garlic on Cheerios. But yeah, I do like different flavors. And if I'm making a brisket or something like that, there's some sugar-free barbecue sauces that I like, but that's only for a certain type of. Only when I make brisket, really, or pulled, like I'll do some pulled beef or something like that. But yeah, I definitely like different flavors. I'm not one of these folks that can just eat meat every day with just salt. I would get real tired of that.
Come on.
I had some salmon last night, and I did put a little garlic powder and salt, and that's it.
Yeah.
Use any of that.
We were talking about that earlier. I got some when I went to buy my Redmond seasoned salt. They had some hickory smoked salt.
Ooh.
Smoke flavors. So yeah, I got a little bit of that, and I had a little bit on some salmon.
Have you ever tried the Malden's?
Didn't we have that at Doc's house? Was that?
Yeah, that was those flakes.
Yeah, I did. I like that. It's funny because
like,
when I wasn't sure I was going to, because I'm like, are these things going to be crunchy? Am I going to be eating be crunching with my steak? But they kind of dissolve, into the food. In a
I kind of liked a little bit of crunch though. Actually, a little bit. It's good.
I don't know, not with salt. I don't know. I feel like a piece of my tooth is broke off or something. I'm like, I was like, did I chip a tooth?
Well, then the Redmonds would be better for you because it's like granulated, like small.
Yeah. In that seasoned blend, it definitely is. So
I never had
the
Redmond smoked salt, but I hear it's pretty good.
Oh, I only tried it once, and it was okay. It had a kind of an interesting flavor. I was telling them I'm going to try to dry brine with it, but I have to be careful not to use too much because it's not a rock salt. But I'm going to try the next batch of steaks I make is to just lightly hit it with that and dry brine it for 4 or 5 hours and see if it infuses the meat with like a smoked kind of flavor. Terry Sue has a question for Rick Perkins. Do iguanas keep kicking when you cook them like frog legs do? I don't think you cook them like that, do you?
Well, I have done videos about cooking iguana, and normally when you're going to cook iguana legs, which are, I mean, they're not small, but they're not that big. They're very hard to skin. So the best thing you can do is to boil them first, even if you're going to deep fry them. So what I do, I just cut the legs off the iguana. Now the iguana's long been dead, and I put them in water. They do not move. Now, the frogs, I mean, if you're going to take the whole frog and put it in water and you boil it, sometimes they'll move, but iguanas don't, because basically the frog's nervous system is a lot smaller and a lot simpler, and they don't have as much of a structure as an iguana does, because iguana is a longer body. It's a lizard, and a frog is an amphibian. So they have that reflex action. So iguana legs don't kick when you cook them. They're basically, they just swell up. So you put them in the water, they get bigger because they expand. The fat and the protein is in the muscle. When you heat it up, it expands. Then I slice to remove the skin. And then I can either continue to boil it, or I will go ahead and roll it in eggs and pork rinds and fry it. But that's the trick with iguana. Now, also the claws on the iguana, a lot of people will cut them off. I normally leave the claws on the iguana legs. And then when I eat them, I'm just careful not to, scratch myself with them. I think it kind of adds to the character. You can actually hold them by the claws and chew on the leg. And they have like 2 bones. There's 3 bones on one side and 2 on the other. So you have to kind of peel it as you eat it. But no, they don't cook like frog legs, but they do taste similar to frog legs, but they're more fishy than frog legs.
That's amazing. I just learned something tonight, family. I learned that frogs are amphibian. And all this time, I thought they were libertarians. Cranky says, "Well, nutritionist can convince you." I walked you right into that one. You didn't even see it coming, did you, Pete? You didn't see that one coming, did you?
No,
you gotta watch me. You gotta watch me, man. I'm tricky. I'm tricky.
Hey, Russ. You know what? You look thinner.
Oh, hey, I sure hope so. That's
your face looks thinner. I can't see your body, but your face looks thinner.
Yes. Listen, you better listen. All I can say is, if I'm not, it's not for lack of trying. So,
Yeah, you're still handsome.
Oh well, thank you. That's it. If you come out with a bottle of baby oil, brother, I'm telling you, we're gonna box. I'm just telling
Oh,
I'm just telling you, the famous last words at the Diddy party. I'm just kidding. So when nutritionist,
they call me P carnivore now.
Oh, that's P meaty. When the nutritionists convinced me plants were best for humans, I knew raw meat and bones were best for my dogs. That's exactly right. Oh, look at that. Sandy says she's having heart attack chicken wings tomorrow.
Ooh.
You're going to love them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Terry Sue says, Rick, do you have big bullfrog access down there?
I haven't seen a bullfrog in ages. I see a toad once in a while, but I have not seen a bullfrog in probably 40 years.
Yeah. You need to have ponds for that. We have rivers and canals and intercoastal, so you don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to know a bullfrog back in the old days. His name was Jeremiah. More story says, bedtime for me, folks. See y'all next time. Good night, beloved.
Good night.
So glad you were here with us for a little while. Have a pleasant night, and we will try again next week there.
I need to hear you sing Joy to the World, though. You didn't sing Joy to the World.
Jeremiah was, that's all, joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Yep, I don't know any more than that.
That's good enough.
Darth says, in College Glee Club, we have a subgroup called the T-Tones, short for testosterone.
We could be the T-Bones, not the T-Tones. Maybe that's our new band.
There was a group called the T-Bones.
The T-Bone Heads. Sandy says, I can't stay awake. I have a great night. Thanks. Well, you are welcome, beloved. Glad you're here. And yes, we're winding down here. We won't be here much longer. Simpson says, the green tea did great for me. Severe foot and hand pains went away. Yeah, I think like most things, everything works for somebody. Nothing works for everybody. So some people probably will say, oh, green tea gives me hives. Suicidal. I drank a pot of green tea and I had suicidal tendencies.
Oh boy.
And then somebody else is like, oh, I drank green tea and it healed my leprosy. I just say, hey, if it works for you, keep doing it. That's it. Simpson says tea bags of the eyes is great for oxalate dumping in the eyes. There you go.
Just don't be like Pete Puma in Looney Tunes. Every time that Bugs Bunny offers him tea, you know what he says? How many loves do you want? Oh, 3 or 4. Start banging him on the head. Oh, I want a lot of loves. A whole lot of loves.
Oh, you gotta go through life with that voice. Next time, over, just hit him with that. You get out of your ticket. I guarantee you, like, sir, you just have a good evening.
I got a little rabbit in the hole. I'm gonna catch him and I'm gonna eat him up.
Cranky says, I found that quality green tea that brewed green did not affect my oxalate dumping. Store brand green tea that brewed brown did help. The black tea stops the best. Huh.
Yeah, that's what Sally Norton said. Strong black tea, she said. So probably 2 tea bags.
Gotcha. I'm gonna have to look up Malden salt. I might look that up next time I need some salt.
Yeah, mold. I get it on Amazon. They have a big bucket,
Yeah.
they have a smaller bucket. I get the giant bucket, and
Yeah.
the
I've
best
never-
one, the one I like the best. It depends. For my steaks, I put the Malden smoked sea salt, but for other things, I usually I use just the regular plain, like for chicken or fish, like other things. I just use regular.
Yeah. John says, you have to save some questions for next week, John? John says, does the body use ketones and fat and maybe burn glucose first to get rid of it? Yes, they're exactly right. The body does burn glucose first, as I understand it, not an expert, because excess glucose levels are toxic to you, which is why you have insulin to keep it from killing you, which is why it's non-essential. Don't need carbohydrates. You don't need glucose. Your liver can make all the glucose you need if you're eating properly. And the smart people in the room can correct me if I'm wrong about that. Simpson says, I think it was you, Cranky, who told me to drink the tea when I had weeks of pain. I'm thankful. See, come here, look at this. Look at the love in the room.
Wow. My last name is Cutler, by the way.
Yeah. Sarah
Like
says,
Cutler Ridge.
smoked salmon. Don't remember the brand using on pork. She meant salt there. I see that. Laura says, went fishing Friday, caught catfish and ate that for supper with butter sauce that night. There you go.
Ooh, wow. I love catfish.
Heart attack catfish.
Oh, yeah.
Deep fried.
Deep.
Yes, there you go. Pharaoh Grandma says, yes, you nailed it. The body uses up excess glucose. It glycates our cells and causes problems. There you go. Terry says, frogs taste like chicken with the texture of fish.
That's it.
That's true.
It's like iguana tail.
I like frog legs. They're delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them at a buffet, but I've never.
Got to go frogging.
Russ, you need to do a push-up video like, no. Let me tell you something. The two things you will never see me do on the internet. One is eat, and the other is exercise. You ain't going to see me sweating on this internet. That ain't going to happen. And somebody said, do 50, but I could eat 50 push-ups. I don't know. I could not do 50 push-ups. Do you remember?
Oh boy.
You remember the push-ups when you were a kid, the little orange sherbet push-ups?
Yeah.
What's that?
It looks like you imagine a toilet paper roll, right? With a little plastic stick that had a round plug in it, and you push it up, and it was ice cream, and it looked, and you buy it. They were like 25 cents. And you got them out of the freezer. You take the wrapper off the top, and you push up from the bottom.
Oh, yeah, they called them. Didn't they call those
Push-ups.
push-ups?
Yeah, that's what I said. I could eat 50 push-ups, but I can't do 50 push-ups.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Okay.
Yes, because
I hated ice cream.
That's what she said. She said, you need to do a push-up video. I'm like, yeah. I said, I'm not exercising or eating on the internet. Nobody wants to see that. And I said, I can't do a bunch of push-ups, but I could probably eat a bunch of push-ups. Not doing that either. Let's see here. Don't say T-bone. Reminds me of my last car wreck. That's fine. John says night and morning. I don't know if he's saying good night, good morning. I'm not sure. Anyway, I think we have fulfilled our contractual obligations to the family for another week. I hope you enjoyed this time. I know I always enjoy hanging out with the family. We have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. We need to do that. Just hang out, enjoy each other's company, have fun. And we might learn a few things too. We learn some things too, but mostly we're here to laugh, have fun, enjoy each other's company. So glad you're here with us. We will be back next week on the Keto Cookout on Tuesday night. We will have Laura Russell back. And so if you thought you learned something tonight, you wait till next week when we have my beautiful smart sister on here with us. She is all knowing of ketoing. And she will be here. So until then, keep your carbs low, your proteins and fats high, and we will see you all on the next one.
Quack, quack.